Hey everybody, welcome back to the Light Side Music Reactions. Today we are reacting to a request from Kathy Overcash, 8414. She requested we check out the song that Michael Jackson and Barry Gibb recorded together called All in Your Name. Now, everybody knows who Michael Jackson is, right? The king of pop. And if you've been on this channel for any period of time, you know we're a big fan of the Bee Gees. And Barry Gibb, of course, is one of the three brothers in the Bee Gees. Michael Jackson, of course, the king of pop, is regarded as one of the most significant figures of the 20th century. He invented the moonwalk and used the robot and the anti-gravity lean in his dance moves. Guinness World Record named him the most successful entertainer of all time. Some of his songs that you might recognize, Billie Jean and Beat It, were off of his Thriller album, and of course the song Thriller. Thriller, probably one of the greatest pop albums of all time. And then, of course, there's Bad, Smooth Criminal, and then you get into some of his more introspective songs like They Don't Care About Us, You Are Not Alone, Heal the World, Earth Song, beautiful song, and Man in the Mirror is a song that I've even quoted in church. It might sound odd for a pastor to quote Michael Jackson's song in church, but it really has a powerful meaning to it, and really a lot of his lyrics and a lot of his music is really stuff that you can think a lot about and really, put a positive spin on it and spiritual, take some spiritual thoughts to it. But anyway, great performer over the years. And then, of course, Barry Gibb, with his brothers Robin and Morris, were famous for their songs they released as the Bee Gees, and we react to a lot of their stuff on here. But anyway, as a songwriter, Barry shares with John Lennon and Paul McCartney the record for the most consecutive Billboard Hot 100 #1 songs, each of them having 6. And so it's been discussed on this channel in the comments section, which is better, the Bee Gees or the Beatles. I don't like to pick between the two. I think they're both fantastic. Of course, the Beatles are probably more influential than the Bee Gees, but they're both great bands in their own right, and it's really not fair to compare them. You can love both of them, as somebody once commented in my chat section or in my comment section. It's okay to love both of them equally, or to like one over the other just because of your personal preference. But anyway, I found that interesting that John Lennon and Paul McCartney of the Beatles share with Barry Gibb the record for most consecutive Billboard Hot 100 #1s. In 1994, Barry was inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame with his brothers. In 1997, he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with the Bee Gees. And Guinness World Records lists him as the second most successful songwriter in history behind Paul McCartney. So once again, they're comparing him to the Beatles. And so Barry and Michael were apparently friends and worked together. They collaborated on this song. It was recorded in 2002 and released on June 25th, 2011, the second anniversary of Michael Jackson's death in 2009. And so let's go ahead and check this out. This is Michael Jackson and Barry Gibb singing All in Your Name. There's a link in the description to the original video. Okay, got the 80s type keys. Okay, the video shows them in the studio together. It's Barry.
Should go by the plan, and we find out how high we can fly. There's just one religion, one family of love. We suffer the children as God cries above. The giving, not the take, with hearts open wide, and it looks like we fall. And if just like a play. Any ground that I claim.
Okay, there's building up to a chorus. Okay, very interesting. Let's check out these lyrics. Of course, Barry's singing so far, the only one. We haven't heard Michael yet, except I think that was him doing the little la-la-las, the echo there. I got a mission, the story unfolds. What the wise men have told you is already known, that a woman and a man should go by the plan. And we find out how high we can fly. Okay, so what's this plan he's talking about? I assume that it's a plan for one man and one woman to have the relationship together, to have a relationship of mutual love, respect. As a Christian, I'm going to apply some Christian principles to this. That's just naturally where my brain goes when I react to stuff like this. But anyway, in the Bible, it talks about the purpose that God created man and woman, Adam and Eve. He created Adam first, and then he determined it wasn't good for him to be alone. And that's the way it is for all of us, I think. It's not good for us to be alone. There's a saying, oh, no man is an island. In other words, nobody can get by on himself in this world. You have to have somebody else to walk through this life with you. And there's nothing better than having that special person that can walk through this life with you, that can be your partner. And in Genesis, when God created Adam and Eve, you can go look up that account if you want. When he created Adam, he also created all these animals, and the animals all had partners. And Adam apparently was lonely. He had all these animals around him, but he didn't have a partner like the animals did. And so God created Eve to be his partner, and then to fill the earth and subdue it, and to basically procreate and to create more humans, more generations, et cetera, et cetera. And so that's the plan that it's talking about, is to have that relationship together of mutual love. And then in the New Testament, it talks about how a man should love his wife as Christ loves the church. And women should respect her husband as, the same thing. It's a mutual respect. And they love each other, they honor each other, they respect each other. It's not a one-sided or one-way thing. Even when you talk about the aspects of a woman should be submissive to her husband in the way that it's worded in the King James, but being submissive the way the Bible's talking about it isn't necessarily mean that she has to bow down and worship him and do everything he says, and he's the king and she's a slave or a servant sort of thing. It's a mutual love and a mutual respect. And when it says that she's to love him, it also says a few verses later that he's to do the same for her. And so it's all mutual, and a lot of people misunderstand that. But he says a woman and a man should go by the plan, and we find out how high we can fly. And if we do have that mutual love and respect for each other, there's no limit to the boundaries. There's no limit to how high we can fly, as he says here. A beautiful relationship you can have if you have that mutual love and respect for each other. But if you don't, then your relationship's going to fall apart. If it's all built on lust, if it's all built on what you want for yourself and not what you want to do for that person, then it's all going to collapse, because it's based on a lie. And you have to have that true love for each other for it to work. There's just one religion, one family of love. Okay, now this kind of goes along with, you could take that to be like the John Lennon sort of thing. Imagine there's no heaven. Imagine there's no religion. And really, I don't like that message. That's one of the worst songs of all time, I think, because of the subliminal subtext of it. I'll talk about that sometime, in another video maybe, but I don't want to belabor it here. But in the Bible, it does talk about one faith, one baptism, one Lord, one God over us all. And so I like to think that that's what he's talking about here. Just one religion. There's one true religion. And it's not about religion in the traditional term, but as being just a generic religion. But there's one true religion. There's one true faith. And, there's different beliefs that we all have, and a lot of us believe differently within that religion, within that faith. With a Methodist background, I follow a lot of the teachings of John Wesley, and one of the things that he said was, in the essentials, unity, in the non-essentials, liberty, and in all things charity. In other words, there's certain things that we have to agree on in order to follow the true religion. And then there's other things that are just kind of non-essential. You know, they're just, you believe what you want to believe, and I believe what I want to believe, and that's okay. We can still fellowship with each other because it's not really essential. It's just, you know, kind of sideline sort of stuff. And then, but in all things, have charity, have love for each other, respect and honor, and you know, just treat each other like fellow human beings. And if we do that, then we have the just one religion, the one family of love. It goes on, we suffer the children as God cries above. And that's a quote from Jesus also, suffer the children to come unto me. And it doesn't mean let the children suffer. It means let the children, allow the children to come to me. And we don't want to ever forbid any child from getting to know Jesus and from coming to him. And so that's what that's all about. But the way they're wording this here, I wonder if they're confusing the word suffer for the modern text of how we use the word suffer. Suffer the children as God cries above, implying that God is crying because the children are suffering. In the context of the Bible, when Jesus says suffer the children, it's a completely different meaning. But it continues, and the giving, not the taking, with hearts open wide. And that's really a great message, is we have to be able to learn to give instead of to take. You know, it's more blessed to give than to receive. And so, you know, at Christmas time, we talk about that as well. But, you know, it's important for us to be givers and not takers. With hearts open wide, and it looks like we fall, and it burns like a flame, any ground that I claim. All right, so let's get back into it.
So what is my life if I don't believe there is someone to watch me follow my dreams, take all my chances, those who did? And what about world? What does it become when the damage is done? And you held out, you said no, you stand up, only God knows.
Oh, there's Michael. Awesome. Okay, so I was starting to wonder if Michael was ever going to come in and sing. If you watch the video, it shows him singing like the backups, like the oohs and ahs sort of stuff. But he didn't come in at all right till right there on the chorus. You know, to where you could actually recognize his voice, which is unusual because he got top billing on this song. But anyway, so what is my life? This is Barry singing. So what is my life if I don't believe there is someone to watch me? And you know, that's important. You know, what is our life? You know, what is it worth? 1 Corinthians chapter 13. You know, what do I have if I don't have love? If I don't have love, then I have nothing. If I have the faith to move mountains, if I have the ability to speak with tongues of angels but don't have love, I have nothing. And that's the message he's saying here. What is my life if I don't believe that there is someone to watch me, follow my dreams, take all my chances like those who dare? And so he's chasing his dreams, and he wants somebody to go along with him to support him in this. And I think as men especially, that's something that we all want in a relationship. It's somebody that's going to go with us and support our dreams. And women as well. You know, if the woman in your life, men, this is a message to you. If the woman in your life has dreams, help her follow and achieve those dreams. Take all my chances like those who dare. And what of our world, what does it become when the damage is done? And you held out, you said no, and you stand up. So what does our world become when the damage is done? And so there's a lot of damage been done in this world. And we have to work together to undo that damage. And to, you know, when it becomes something that's really sad and depressing and destructive, we need to stand up and do what we can to change it and to fix it, to make the world a better place, to quote another Michael Jackson song. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. And then Michael comes in singing the chorus, only God knows that it's all in the game, it's all in your name, Carry me to the gates of paradise. They're the same. It's all in your name. Okay. Only God knows that it's all in the game. It's all in your name. Okay, we're doing this in his name. Carry me to the gates of paradise. They're the same. Okay. Changing the world, making it better, and achieving the gates of paradise. It's all the same. Is that what he's saying here? Makes sense to me, I guess. It's all in your name. You know, whether we pursue the gates of paradise or we pursue making this world a better place, we do it in your name. I like that. Very interesting musically, too. The chord structure, when it went to the chorus, was completely different. And so that was kind of unusual and very nice. All right, let's get back into the second verse. Back to Barry singing the lead. Kind of an odd rhyming pattern there. Okay, and then back to the chorus. I just now noticed it didn't really stand out to me. Usually I notice that. I'm a stickler for that because it's a pet peeve of mine. When a song doesn't rhyme very well, there's no rhymes at all in this. Look to heaven, an angel of peace, to love and protect us through all of our tears. Peace and tears don't even come close to rhyming. And then, and the gateway to peace repeats the word again, but that's not a rhyme when you use the same word over again. The gateway to peace, it stands open wide, and then you've got this triplicate, the 3 lines back to back, and it looks like we fall, and it burns like a flame, any ground that I claim. And so the only rhymes in this entire verse are those last 2 lines. It burns like a flame, any ground that I claim. And because of the way that the song is composed, it works. Because you don't have that typical pattern of the A-B sort of thing, or A-B-C-B for a rhyme scheme, or even for a musical pattern. And so you don't even notice it that much. And so it's working unusually, and I got to give him credit for coming up with an unusual musical pattern so that you don't notice that there's not a single rhyme in the entire song except for 2 lines back to back, which is a no-no. You don't rhyme them, with the 2 lines back to back when you've got a whole pattern of lines that don't rhyme. But that's poetry for you. Some of the best poetry that I hated growing up because it didn't rhyme, but has been widely acclaimed. It's been poetry that had a little rhyme here and there, but for most part didn't rhyme. Pet peeve of mine that I'm working on. All right, and I guess this song has helped me overcome it. All right, let's get back into it. Okay, back to the pre-chorus. I really like this pre-chorus. All right, so this pre-chorus, they mixed it up a little bit. The first few lines are the same. So what is my life if I don't believe there's someone to watch me? Follow my dreams, take all my chances like those who dare. And now here they mix it up. They changed the last half of the pre-chorus. And where is the peace we're searching for under the shadows of war? And so once again, going back to that theme of make the world a better place, what will come of this world when it's all falling apart and we just let it fall apart around us. Let's try to make it a better place and get rid of the war, get rid of the strife. And that's what I think the basic underlying theme of this song really is trying to make peace in this world. Where is the peace we're searching for under the shadows of war? Can we hold out and stand up and say no? All right, and then back into Michael coming in on the chorus. There's that odd chord structure. The falsetto. Then Barry hits the falsetto. And then a soft ending, just on that last soft chord on the keyboard. Very nice. Very cool song. And their voices, I didn't think about this ahead of time, but it makes perfect sense because Michael is known for the falsetto in his voice, and so is Barry. And so the first half of the song and the verses, Barry didn't get in the falsetto. He kept it in the lower range and didn't get into the falsetto till after that last verse, and start getting into the ad-libbing there while Michael was doing the chorus. And so that when they got to that, that's when it dawned on me. You know, both of them are famous for their falsetto. So it's perfectly natural to have the two of them collaborate on a song. And this is a really powerful song. So thank you, Kathy, for recommending this. I really enjoyed it. So how about the rest of you guys? Did you enjoy it? If you did, hit the like button if you enjoyed my reaction. Comment down below what you thought of the video. And especially if you have some recommendations for me for some other songs and artists that you want me to react to. And here, I want you to listen. I'm not done yet, so don't go anywhere. But when you do comment your song request, make sure that you include the song title, the name of the artist, and the third element that you need to put in the same post is the hashtag TLS500. That's hashtag TLS500. Do that, and you will be entered into the drawing when we have our 500 subscriber special coming up real soon as we reach 500 subscribers. And so I want to get your requests, so send them to me and make sure you get that hashtag in there as well with your request. And every time you request a new song for me to react to, and you include that hashtag TLS500, you'll be entered into that drawing. And then subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so that you know when we do have that 500 subscriber special. And then you can see if you won the free giveaway. But anyway, yeah, if you enjoyed the video, when you're done here, also go to the link in the description and go check out the music video of Michael and Barry singing this song together in its entirety. Give them some support over on that channel, and listen to it without me interrupting and talking over it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I enjoy doing these videos, and I hope you enjoy watching them. I will see you next time on the Light Side Music Reactions. Have a great day, and God bless.